Are you looking for a way to expand your ministry's reach and draw new members to your congregation? Queen Esther Mega Networks is your partner for Christian media outreach. Contact Dr. Janet Hogan Lamar today to learn how you can become a guest on one of our current programs or start your own worship and ministry series through Queen Esther Mega Networks.
Welcome to Families of Victory broadcast. I am your host, Shannon Stafford Amos. We are so thankful that you're tuning in today. Today we are going to talk to Mr. Gerard and Mrs. Iris Andre. And we're going to talk about today, let's talk health and nutrition. One of the things that we do at Families of Victory, we like to be well-rounded. We like to talk about not just church things, not just, we want a well balance. And a lot of times we find out that we are out of balance. Either, we work too much or go to church too much all the time and don't go, don't exercise, or we don't eat right, or we don't know what to do. We don't know, we're just out of balance. So in all our getting, we believe that we are supposed to get understanding. And that's why we collaborated with Families of Victory and Back to Eden's. Gerard Andre is a longtime friend of mine, and I'm so glad to, first of all, see him today and his lovely wife, Iris. And so we're going to allow them to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about Back to Eden's. Go ahead.
My name is Gerard Andre, and I am, we started Back to Eden's back in 2004. The reason was because I was traveling back and forth from Atlanta to Macon. We were renovating properties, and we realized that there was no vegan options here in Macon. And so I was like, you know what, this would be a great spot to open something, because I know that I needed to be eating healthier. Right. And so I have no experience in the restaurant business, but 9 months later, we decided to open up. It was called Eden's at the time.
Right. So 9 months, and you gave birth to Eden's Vegetarian Restaurant. I believe it was on Poplar Street downtown, right? Yeah. That was the first building downtown on Poplar Street. Iris, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Iris, and I have been practicing holistic health and healing for almost 10 years. And my main passion is really working with women, because as I believe that what we as women create our surroundings, and when we become whole and healed, then our surroundings are better and greater. And you cannot just have health without healing, or healing without health. You have to have both of them. So that's been my passion in my ministry for 10 years. And once Gerard and I got married, we united both of our passions, which is both of them are, of course, for serving. But now we have expanded to be more than just Back to Eden's. We're now Back to Eden's products, where we can fulfill people's needs with health, or for health, for particular ailments or necessities through the basics. So we do it mainly through plant-based nutrition. That's awesome.
We at Families of Victory, we love to host seminars and have vendors, and we really wanted to come out from behind closed doors and let the people see exactly who they're calling into, who they're talking to. And so we took to the airways, and we want the audience to know exactly what we're doing. And I had the honor and the pleasure to serve with Gerard back in 2004 or 5, I think it was, with properties and real estate. And then God gave him the vision to start a restaurant. And I believe Gerard has been through so much. This is a walking testimony. Let me tell you, to see him in the health that he is today, this is no joke. I'm telling you. God has been good to this young man right here. And I know it has a lot to do, it has everything to do with your faith, but it also has a lot to do with your diet, with exactly, what you eat and how you're taking care of yourself. And I can tell you, I know, at least in the last year or two, looking at this young man right here today and the man that I saw over the years, it's like Gerard, I gotta say it, I'm sorry, he's back from the dead. I'm telling you, he was just like, it was horrible. I'm sorry, I had to put you out there like that. But this is God, you know? I mean, seriously, come on. I mean, seriously, this is God. This is a God's doing, and they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our testimonies. And we have to not be ashamed, you know, to tell the goodness of God. And I got to tell my viewers exactly what I'm looking at today and what we did experience. And, you know, we like to be, what's that word, transparent
That's right.
about what the Lord is doing in our lives. So we just thank God that you're here today, and we thank God for what he's doing. And I want to talk a little bit about a product that I tried myself. My husband and I tell you, because I don't bring anything to the table or to our viewers or to the people that we serve in the community that we don't try ourselves. And I talked about Gerard, but let me talk about me a little bit. I just couldn't move. I could not move. I was telling my legs to move. I was down. I couldn't, my mind wasn't, I don't know what was going on, but I couldn't focus, you know, went through an area of depression after my father passed away, my brother passed away. It was just a tsunami had hit my house again. And so I started taking this immune booster. And I started, you know, really taking inventory over my life and looking at where I might have been out of balance, you know. And one of the areas I was out of balance is definitely exercise and definitely not taking enough supplements. So I met with Iris a little bit, and they gave me an immune booster. You want to talk about that immune booster? Because for me, it really did help me, you know.
Okay, well, our immune booster is a juice blend of different, well, it has ginger, turmeric, garlic, lemon, apple cider vinegar, and oregano. And this particular mixture is actually used for boosting the immune system and cleansing the body. We have noticed that it's not only for detoxing, but it has, we've received testimonies of people's glucose levels actually coming down, which is something that is, you know, a bit difficult to work with. And then, of course, the amount of vitamin C that is in there because of the lemons actually helps with the cardiovascular system. It helps with inflammation because you have the turmeric and the garlic. It helps with bacteria and fungus because of the oregano and the garlic. So it's just such a beautiful mixture that helps the overall body. Mm-hmm. Now, we also make it...
It doesn't taste good.
It doesn't. Well, I mean, you get used to it.
Well, you know, but
it's
honestly...
I got used to it.
Yeah, he probably don't like it, but I mean, really, you use it in a tea. I use mine in a tea.
Oh, you don't take it straight?
No, I don't take it straight. I use mine in a tea with water and honey. Right. So is that how you take yours?
Yeah. But I'm saying, when I say it doesn't taste good, I want people to know that it's not something you're just going to just drink.
Right, right.
It's you take it like
it's not a sweet tea.
It's not a sweet, exactly. But it's really good for you. In fact, I took some
very
this
good
morning.
for you.
It's
Yeah.
really, really good.
Well, I take mine every morning.
Yes.
Right.
So, and then the testimony that I like to share is, you know, having a headache. I typically don't have too many ailments, or headaches. I rarely get headaches. And this day I had a just horrible headache. And I didn't know what to do, so I said, okay, well, let me just try this immune booster. So I took it straight because, you know, we decided to do it like a tea, but then I like it better straight. So I just took it straight, and within 15 minutes, my headache was totally gone.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I can tell you it did. It really did make a difference in my life, along with, you know, the walking and stuff. Really do believe in a balanced life. You know, we can pray, we can declare, we can decree, but we have to take authority over what's going in our mouths and what's going in our bodies as well. So the Word of God also tells us that we are the temple of the Holy Spirit, right? So we got to take care of these earth suits.
Your generous one-time gift or monthly contribution keeps programs like this on the air and helps us to spread the gospel teachings of Jesus Christ. Please give what you can today and support the ministries that support us.
When I was in high school, I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home, and that's hard when you feel like you're doing it alone. That's when I met our niece, my mom, as I'll call her. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but your future is more important. She's my strength. Just being a support for those hard days and those hard nights, not giving up on me. Thank you to my mama. I wouldn't have did this if it wasn't for her. Today is for my mama and everybody who had my back. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. Some people think, well, maybe it's really not that big of a deal, but it really is. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
If you enjoy the programming seen here today, consider becoming a sponsor. By supporting Queen Esther Mega Networks, you're helping to spread the promise of redemption and salvation in Middle Georgia and beyond. Your support is vital and appreciated, so please contact us today.
Observe a domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their species as the backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
What's he
Hey,
doing
it's
here?
Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
No, you
me to
said,
make it big.
no, you said make it bigger, baby. The bigger, the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You want to tell us a little bit about what's going on at Back to Eden's?
Well, right now, in the last year or so, we've been working on getting our products out in the community, in stores, as well as in restaurants. We're currently now in 4 stores.
Five
Four-
stores?
5 stores?
I think it's 5.
5 stores. And we're working on a pretty big one coming up in the next week or so. So we're just excited to be able to get our products in stores and to help people.
That's exciting news. What about high blood pressure, sugar diabetes? We get a lot of calls, and I tell you where we get a lot of our people from the hospitals, and they have to take health and nutrition classes because they've been diagnosed with sugar diabetes or high blood pressure. We get a lot of the high blood pressure referrals, and so when we do host our health and nutrition wellness classes, we have to have enough people. So what would you suggest to those people that are suffering with sugar diabetes or high blood pressure? And I tell you, another one is lupus. We get a lot of calls regarding lupus.
Yes.
So what would you suggest about that?
Well, you know, the overall of this is really recognizing that we are a spirit, a soul, and a body. And as you said, you cannot be out of balance. You have to look at every aspect of your life, because as you're describing high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, and then the blood sugar issues, as well as the autoimmune. Every single one of them have different connections. So from my experience, I know that, you know, for example, autoimmune disease has a lot to do with also fighting yourself. So your body is fighting itself, which means that you mentally and spiritually, or not necessarily spiritually, but in your soul, you're literally fighting yourself.
Wow.
Now, when it comes to the actual nutrition aspect, you want to look at the allergens. You want to look at what your body does not agree with. So if you just know that this particular food just does not agree with you, you need to be obedient. And you need to listen. You need to really follow through and just, you know, take care of yourself, respect yourself.
Right. Well, let me ask you this, Iris. What would you do? What if they don't know about what their bodies agree with, or is there some type of test they can take, or is it some type of evaluation that you do? I love the fact that it's holistic. We really, really like to kind of stay away from a lot of medications, and if there are things that we can do holistically, that's great. But if your doctors have put you on medication, please take your medicines, get in touch with somebody. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's tell them how they can actually get in contact with you. Can they get in contact with you? How can they get in contact with you?
Yes, currently we are doing free consultations, free phone consultations. And you can reach me at our Facebook page, on each individual Facebook page, or even our Back to Eden, well, the Back to Eden's old page, the Back to Eden's restaurant page. You can get in touch with us through that, or even our phone number.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to be placed on the
Yeah,
screen.
I believe it will be on the screen. And so what we'll do is you can also go through our website at Families of Victory, www.shannonstafford.org, and click on the contact page, and you'll see Families of Victory there, and then we'll send those referrals out as well. So we really appreciate exactly telling us again, what is in that immune booster?
It's got ginger, garlic, lemon, oregano, apple cider vinegar,
And turmeric.
and turmeric.
What do you do about sinuses, sinus infections?
Well, we take the immune booster, actually, but there's another thing that I recommend my clients, and that's actually to use colloidal silver. Have you ever heard of that?
I
Not sure if
have.
you guys have heard of it, but you can actually use colloidal silver directly in your sinus. So you can put the liquid inside your nose, you can put it in your eyes, in your ears, and in your throat. And because colloidal silver is a natural antibiotic, it will actually clear and kill all the bacteria in just the stuff that's in the sinus cavities, so that you can breathe again and be normal. Now, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead. That's
because
awesome.
I get extremely passionate when it comes to health. The sinus problems actually come from an issue with the liver. So if your liver is not healthy, then you will develop allergies. So you also want to look into detoxing your overall body, and then looking into specifically clearing out the liver, so that you won't suffer from allergies for a long period of time.
So sinuses and allergies derive from liver problems.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't
Or
say
issues
problems.
with
Yeah,
liver.
those imbalances.
Okay, that's awesome. I did not know that. So let me ask you this question right here. What about, you talk about detoxing. What would you suggest a good detoxer would be?
You mean besides the immune booster?
Yeah, besides the immune
Oh,
booster.
okay. Besides the immune booster, well, water is actually the best detoxer that you can do. Drinking enough water, you're actually supposed to consume half your body weight in ounces of water when you're detoxing. You can use lemon in your water. You can do herbs that are well known, like dandelion. You can use like burdock root, golden seal. Not all the time, because golden seal is actually extremely strong. So you can do golden seal like, a week on, a week off. It's a good detox. And then there are, of course, different various products that are already made specifically for detoxing. Now, I personally think the liquids are best. So, if you can find one that's a liquid, or you can make your own, make it like a tea. You have different options.
Tell me about alkaline water. I'm sorry, go ahead.
He's using a detox right now. It's called the Cleaner, and it works good for him.
7 days.
It's a 7-day cleaner. They have it in 14 days also. I personally don't like capsules when it comes to cleansing. I think liquids are better, but it worked great for him. So everybody's different.
Right. I was going to ask you about the alkaline water, because since you mentioned water, a lot of people are getting away from just plain water, as they say, and going to alkaline water. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Okay, so alkaline water is now one thing. From my experience, you want to use alkaline water specifically for detoxing. You don't want to drink it all throughout the day. This is where a lot of people make, or going to say mistakes by drinking it with their food. It actually disrupts the acid in their stomach, which can cause for you to have absorption problems. So you want to have like the alkaline water first thing in the morning or right before bed, so that your body can utilize the alkalinity. But you can make your own alkaline water just by adding lemon to your water.
By adding lemon to your water.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah.
So is there like a recipe or something, like how much water versus how many lemons?
Not really. I mean, just, squeeze half a lemon and about a quart of water and you're good.
That's awesome. Let me ask you this question too. I saw at one point you made some water and put lemons and lime in it. Is there a difference between the lemon and the lime?
Yeah, we were talking about that because
One of our products has lime
and one has lemon.
and one has
Right.
lemon.
So,
Yeah, I mean, they're both high in vitamin C, but their taste is different.
Right.
I personally don't know. The only thing that we discussed was the story about the limeys. Have you ever heard of that, Tom?
I have never heard that.
So pirates were actually called limeys because when they were out in the sun all the time, so that would create problems in their skin. So because their body the sun would damage their skin so much. So the first thing that they would do when they would get to a port would be to look for limes because of the vitamin C. So I know that's kind of out. It's just a fun fact, but yeah, that's how important vitamin C is for our body.
Yeah.
Whether it'll be from lemons, from limes, from mangoes or oranges, grapefruits. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Gerard, did you have something you wanted to say? Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I tell you, why no sugar? Help us understand why no sugar, meaning no sweet tea.
Go ahead, babe.
I can't answer that one. I don't know why, to be honest with you.
You don't know why?
No.
Well, I mean, sugar actually feeds bacteria in our body. And I wouldn't say no sugar because that's being an extremist.
sugar.
Right.
Let's just say low sugar.
Low sugar.
We want to be on a low sugar diet. You don't want to be on a no sugar. You don't ever want to be an extremist.
So what do you say to those people that just say, well, why can't I just eat what I want to eat or drink what I want to drink?
Because
imbalance.
Jesus cleared everything, right? That's what I hear all the time. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, I hear that all the time from, excuse me for saying it this way because I'm church goer myself,
It's okay.
and I love Jesus. But from church folks, they'll say, well, Jesus cleared it. He had that dream. You can eat whatever you want, so on and so forth. But this is why it's back to Eden's, because what was at the beginning, babe?
The garden.
The garden.
Everything you need.
And
Fruits and vegetables.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, I hear that a lot too.
yeah.
Jesus paid it all.
Pay it all.
Yeah, yeah. I know you
Turn
got.
the water into-
Turn the water into wine. What a blessing. You guys are really a blessing. I am so grateful that God allowed you guys to come on the broadcast today. I tell you, we pray that something was said today that will empower you and your family to prosper and take charge of your health and nutrition, get the correct exercise, and you can do everything in balance, but just make sure that you're doing a little bit of all of it. It is important to attend church. It is important to eat. It is important to drink. Just make sure you're not out of balance. So we thank you. I'm so grateful to Gerard and Iris for coming on the show today. We really appreciate you and our viewers. And anything else you want to wrap up, say to our viewers today?
Just thank you so much for the opportunity. I know we've been talking about this for a while, and I appreciate everything that you're doing here in the community.
Thank you. Oh, wow. I appreciate you guys and everything you're doing. Don't forget, look for the products, Back to Eden's, and go to our website, www.shannonstafford.org. We appreciate you and thank you for tuning in to Families of Victory broadcast, where I am your host, Shannon Stafford Amos. Thank God for God being God, and thank you for Families of Victory. Thanks be unto God who gives us the victory through and by Christ Jesus. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Your generous one-time gift or monthly contribution keeps programs like this on the air and helps us to spread the gospel teachings of Jesus Christ. Please give what you can today and support the ministries that support us.
When I was in high school, I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home, and that's hard when you feel like you're doing it alone. That's when I met our niece, my mom, as I'll call her. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but your future is more important. She's my strength. Just being a support for those hard days and those hard nights, not giving up on me. Thank you to my mama. I wouldn't have did this if it wasn't for her. Today is for my mama and everybody who had my back. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. Some people think, well, maybe it's really not that big of a deal, but it really is. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Observe a domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their species as the backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now?
I think it's good.
Yeah?
Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
What's he
Hey,
doing
it's
here?
Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
No, you
me to make it big.
No, you said make it bigger, baby. The bigger the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it, so do your part and stay home. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit social gatherings. If you need essential items like food and medicine, try using a delivery service. If you must leave your house for essential items, or if you want to take a walk for exercise, make sure to wear a cloth face covering. Stay at least 6 feet away from other people. Try not to touch frequently touched surfaces like light signals, street signs, or benches. And wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. It takes all of us to slow the spread of the coronavirus, so stay home unless absolutely necessary. Visit Coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
If you enjoy the programming seen here today, consider becoming a sponsor. By supporting Queen Esther Mega Networks, you're helping to spread the promise of redemption and salvation in Middle Georgia and beyond. Your support is vital and appreciated, so please contact us today.